Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether y'all are watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I am so glad y'all are here. Today, we are going to embark on case number 4, the final Apache case. So far we've done case number 1, they're all on a playlist. Case number 2, case number 3, my slip joints. This is the final case, kind of the miscellaneous, case number 4. And then we're going to jump into all of my fixed blades. And those will all be in a playlist, and you guys can always go look at them if you want to. State of the collection today, so to speak. So starting out, I want to say thank you to all the channel members. I couldn't do it without you guys. I appreciate y'all more than you know. And thank you for anyone who comes in to check out my zany knife EDC content. I really appreciate you. If you're so inclined and you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. It just takes a second and it really does help me out. But today I'm going to start in the back row of my orange Apache case, which again carries my overflow. And it starts out with this grail of a knife that wouldn't have normally been a grail. This is my TwoSun TS-362, I want to say. I'll have it right in the description, but I think it's the TS-362. These are available right now at White Mountain Knives. You can get them for right around 100, 110 bucks, depending on if you get an anode version. The reason mine's so special to me, besides the fact that it's a really well-made knife, is this particular one was totally pimped out and hologround by brother Satu Dave. He killed it on the hologram. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get some dirt out of here that's driving me nuts because of my OCD. I apologize, not trying to slow y'all down. But anyways, I'll let that slide. Throw that over my shoulder. Glass break sound. Anyways, this knife is unwashers. Before it had a hologround, it was a knife that got my attention. It is a huge TwoSun. It has very nice, non-milled out, hefty scales that are, I think, just really nice. They remind me of a more simple American type knife, if you will, which is kind of the wrong way to put it, but it really is not. It just is not a lot of the fancy milling and stuff like that. You've got 2 slabs of titanium. You've got this full back spacer here with a lanyard hole. You've got this nice frame lock. You've got these big nickel-shaped washers that this thing operates on. So it's not a bearing knife, but it does have the flickability. It's got this amazing stop pin, super chunky, super stiff. It's going to lock up great. Again, mine has a super special. Look at that. I'm sorry, guys. I could do this for weeks. But this is a Satu Dave hologrind on a very rough stone washed. He re-blued it for me, which he didn't have to after he ground it. D2 blade. That's just cash money. One of the weird things about this little knife, you know, all TwoSuns come in their little brown box. Well, this one came with this little widget thing. And this little widget thing is one of those gimmicky, but it actually works. You screw it down, and I'm not going to dare say it's as good as a fixed blade, because it's not. But this lock's going nowhere. This is a beast of a knife. It's really cool. I like these little gimmicky, but functional, because this goes and makes the lockup impenetrable, so to speak. Even if that lock bar were to totally fail, you don't even need it, because that hole goes right through the blade, locks perfectly up. So this is flush through the blade, that whole pivot is, till you screw it in. And then you've got take that lock bar out of it, it's going nowhere, guys. Doesn't even have any wobble because the blade, there's such tight tolerance there. Almost cut my finger. I cut the first layer of skin. So anyways, that is the TwoSun TS-362. Probably the biggest one that's going to be in this case, but absolutely one of my favorites. Was a cool knife that I held on to before Satu got a hand of it, but now it's very special. Anyways, moving on, we come to the first of two of my Ritter Hogue RSK Ritter Survival Knife 1 Mk2. I think that's what it's called. But this is what I call the evolution of the Benchmade Griptilian with the standard drop point blade. This is a very special one. This one was gifted to me from several of the creators that participated in Knives Live 2021. Shane and I got one of these, and Lefty, who did a huge part, all three of those, both of those guys. I hope we can somehow pool our efforts together and do it again. I know everybody's running in 1,000 different directions, but the Doug Ritter RSK2 or RSK M2, I don't know, I always get the name wrong, is again an evolution of the Benchmade Griptilian. Even on MC's videos, he uses this as a comparison knife for size, and he talks about how the Ritter Hogue is the same as the Griptilian, but he seems to think there's some things about it better. For one, this one comes standard in 20 CV. They're exactly the same size, 8 1/4 inches. 20 CV, stone wash blade, really nice thumb studs. You've got these really beefy steel liners and these really nice knurled and textured axis bar or bar lock releases. You've got, instead of a smooth G10 handle, you've got these really nice G10 handle, reversible, deep carry clip from the factory. And this thing, when I bought it, was around 150 bucks. They're 160, 170, 180. They're now outfitted with Magna Cut. This is again the 20 CV. But guys, whether it's this one or the one I had before, my worker, which is just my Ritter Hogue 20 CV that I beat on and sharpened, it is a great cutter. 20 CV, they're only available at KnifeWorks. KnifeWorks has it exclusive on Doug's Knives. So not only are you buying a great knife that I think in every way excels above the Benchmade Griptilian, unless you like the Pardue blade shape, which I've got that in a mini, but I've also got this knife in a mini. But if you like that knife, this knife is going to save you money, and the proceeds are going to go help fund Doug and his wife so he can continue to focus all of his efforts on knife rights. If y'all don't know what that is, please go to kniferights.org, read about it. They protect and fight for our knife rights from state to state. They're a great resource for us. They've got an app that tells you all about your local knife laws wherever you are. Just great people. So this is the Ritter Hogue RSK Mk2. I think that's what it is. But this is one of my favorite medium, big size knives. I've got two of them. One of them was a gift and one of them is a user that came before the gift. Moving on, we come to a really unique but cool knife. This is a Cary collaboration with Monterey Bay Knives, and it is this little Turbo. The Monterey Bay Knives Cary Blade Works Turbo. The Turbo is a drop shutty micarta flipper only knife with a very tactical blade, which is what Cary's known for. So this is a tactical, you know, kind of bayonet style drop point blade, but it's Sanmai ZD9 189 or ZDP 189. Thick grind, because it is a tactical blade, but cuts very well, pierces like nobody's business, and that's what this knife is designed for. It is a use it to beat in the woods, cut whatever you need to cut, but somebody comes to take your Slurpee, back up, because this guy has a really nice swedge up here at the front, has a reinforced tip. You can see this banding around this ZDP down here. Fantastic knife, great titanium pocket clip, really thin liners and scales, so the weight relief's really nice on this guy. It is a mid-sized knife, so it's going to come in. I don't have my bug outs and my comparisons here, but this guy's going to come in right under 8 inches, right at 8 inches, we'll say. But that is the Monterey Bay Knives Carry Collaboration, the Turbo. So moving on, we've got 3 from the same guy. One of my favorite guys. I have not had one of his knives in a really long time, and I really feel like I need to reach out to him. I've tried to reach out to him on Instagram, but I'd really love to reach out to him and try out some of his newer knives. Get an opportunity to get some of those. But this is the Asher Knives first run of the titanium Spiro. Guys, I've given away probably 4 or 5 Asher knives on my lives. I've held on to this one, the other 2 that I'm getting ready to show you, one of which might one day be given away. But what a fantastic value of a knife. This is one of the knives that Lefty EDC Kevin drew to my attention. You've got solid titanium scales, which means you've got a nice weight here. It's not heavy, but it just feels like a knife, right? This is a bug out size knife. It is going to be shorter than some of the others. I'm not going to measure all these because they're all going to be the same length. 7 1/4 roughly. This is S35VN, stonewash blade, deep carry clip, thumb studs, reverse flick for days, thumb stud flick for days, slices like a beast, carries low in the pocket, a minimalistic titanium folder that was under $120. So all I can say for that is it's a mad win. So from that, they gravitated towards what I consider the Roosevelt, the Oz Roosevelt budget. This is the Holy Spiro. Deep carry clip, even done better. You've got these really nice, little bit of weight relief cut out in these titanium scales. Nice backspacer. Super thin S35VN blade. I mean, guys, laser beam. But Lefty EDC has on his channel a comparison between this and the Oz Roosevelt. Of course, the Oz Roosevelt's a splendid knife. It's one of my grails. It's a knife that I'm going to have, but it's $800. This knife was $115. So you get a lot of the same feel in terms of a light, thin, titanium, functional knife, nice sharpening choil, drop shut action, running on bearings. I think this guy's on skiffs. It's a mad win, and this is the Asher Holy Spiro. He's got this now on a Warncliffe with carbon fiber. He's just upped his game and continues to do great things. So I happen to be at my buddy North River Outdoors, the best customer service, the ones that helped me out so much with that Protect by switching it out and not even upcharging me and not slowing down my order. I happened to come across this little baby at their shop, at their store when I was online, back when I was working. And this is the Spiro liner lock in G10 with 20 CV blade steel. This was $90, guys. This knife has the same holy, nice, budget Oz Machine Company blade in 20 CV. It is an absolute laser beam. It's a liner lock with drop shut action. It's got really nice G10 scales. I'm a big fan of the wire clip. This can easily be replaced with the Lynch wire clip replacement. It's got really well done body hardware, all T8s, and very simple. You got a T6 on this reversible clip, T8 body screw, T8 pivot. Wonderful, wonderful knife. And again, this is a very economical knife, and it just shows that Asher is continuing to raise the bar. This guy's got skiffs in it too, and it's just a snappy, stable, wonderful little pocket knife. So that is the number 3 of the Asher Spiros. And then we come to one of my favorite Kizers of the modern era. And the modern era means the last year or two. And this is last year's Varatas. And what I love about the Varatas, besides the fact that it's a Laconico design, is I love the simplicity and the complexity of the pattern. What you have is you have a square pivot on the show side, and you've got this one little triangle in the titanium above, which I think is really cool. And then you've got the triangles that create the entire scale pattern here. You've got this little weirdness right here that looks like it's out of line. There's a reason for that. But you've got the triangles continuing on the back. They give you your grip. They give you your texture. The reason, that was me, the reason you've got this funny little pattern here is you can pop this out, and this clip is reversible. Pop it in right here. So this has a reversible pocket clip. It is a Laconico design, drop shutty as it can be, a fantastic front flipper with the wonderful front finger choil, really thin S35VN blade that is just like the others we've seen so far, an absolute laser beam. I love the front finger choil. It's a great place for me to rest my hand and keep any material from being trapped there. This little square, which gives you fantastic access to that lock bar, does not cause me any discomfort in the grip. My fingers just naturally go there, even when I death grip it. You've got this nice milled titanium clip. You've got a knife that I'm guessing is about bug out size too. It's going to come in right at right between 7.5 and 7.75 inches. But this is the Kizer Varatas by Ray Laconico. Fantastic knife. One of my favorite Kizers from last year. Hope to be reviewing a lot more Kizers. Hope to have some more of them come in. I bought this knife and I love it. It might make it to a member giveaway. We'll just have to play it by ear. But this is a great one. Moving on, we have one of my OG Kizer Gentleman Carry. Super light. This is so light that I have to break out the Javon scale. Picked this up on Amazon. I don't think they're still available. I will put a link if they are. 2.25 ounces. So that is very light because this is what I would consider a nice medium-sized gentleman's folder. You've got this, what I consider a full-size reverse tanto, over 3.25 inch blade, guys. The cutting edge on it is 3.25, and it weighs 2.5 ounces. This is the Genie, I believe. It is S35VN. It's a liner lock. It's got very, very, very thin scales on the lock side. So you just basically got the lock bar, and then you've got a little reinforced scale where these body screws come in here, part of this back spacer, which is titanium. You've got this nice titanium clip. Like I say, this is the perfect gentleman's folder. The front flipper, which I hate front flippers, is 100% excellent. There's nothing I can even complain about here. Any way that I want to open this knife, you just can't miss it because your jimping carries all the way up. It's nice and tall. It's sharp. Works very, very, very well. And again, for a EDC thin gentleman's folder full-size knife, this is going to do everything I need it to in the city. Again, I've had this for quite a long time, but I'm very reluctant to ever let it go because to me, it is such an elegant, little, unique knife. It is running on skiffs. It is got a wonderful little finger hole. Again, a great clip. I love the shred carbon fiber, even though there's some little pits in there. To me, this reminds me of what carbon fiber always was, right? The carbon fiber that I was used to. And then you've got the sharpening choil that is just uber wunderbar. So here's where your plunge grind comes down to. So you've got all the world you'd ever need to sharpen, and it is a screamer. I think I've got a 17-degree edge on it. It finger flicks great, the detent's great, the top flipper's awesome. I just can't complain. So this is the Kizer Genie, I believe. Then we come to a unique one, and we're going to have a couple of these unique ones that aren't locking knives per se, but they're not slip joints per se. So this is one of the TwoSuns, and this is a Rye Design TwoSun collaboration. It's the TS-362. It is in carbon fiber. It's a double detent. It's got the top flipper there, or just the traditional flipper. I don't have a liner lock. I've got titanium scales. I've got a detent. You can see the line running inside on that scale there, and the line and tension mark running inside that scale there. Those are two detents that lock this blade right there. So you hear it locking into place. It also locks into place right there. So it's a double detent, which to me is a fidgety beast. And for a gentleman's folder, I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to try to necessarily save Slurpees with it, but it's a conversation piece. It's a little thick guy. It's a small guy. I've got a slip that I carry it in, but you could also carry it with a lanyard if you wanted to. And it is just a delightful little knife. I picked this guy up, I want to say, in the carbon fiber and the M390 for like 80 bucks before my 10% Javon 10 discount. And this is real carbon fiber, titanium liners, M390 blade, nice tall flat ground spear point. They also make this in G10 and 14C for, I want to say, about $60 before the discount. I'll leave a link to one of these in there, and then you can just leave, if it's out of stock, your email address if it's something you're interested in. But this is a flashy little double detent. I gave my G10 one, I think, to Pocket Metal, if I'm not mistaken, or sent it out to him to hang out with. But this is the TS-362. Or I maybe gave it away on a Friday Knife Flicks. I can't remember. But anyway, it's a great knife, the 362 and M390. And we have one more knife in this video, and we will be moving on to box number 4, video number 2. This is box number 4, video number 1. And this right here is the Brad Zinker Dogfish. This is another knife I found on Amazon that I know this configuration is not available. But you've got titanium liners. You've got these killer carbon fiber scales. Not fat carbon, not camel carbon. This is the old school carbon fiber. You've got this titanium clip. This is not reversible. You got this really low profile flipper. And this wicked Brad Zinker S35VN and drop collaboration blade. This Wharncliffe blade is one of the pokiest, stabbiest, sexiest compound grinds. And this little knife was not something that anyone needs per se, but it's just such a looker. It's got a coarser grind on the edge, so it's not, that's by design. I only sharpen this to, I want to say 6, maybe 800. But for a utility cutter, the point is so on par. It's a splinter digger. You've got a Slurpee saver. I mean, this thing is so pokey. It's a slow poker, or it's a hardcore poker, and you've got this blade that grinds from right here and gets thicker right here. You've got the same angle, your sharpening angle on your choil, or not on your choil, on your blade. So as I move through that, it cuts the same. You do feel the material get thicker when you come back this way. but just a neat knife. And this is the Brad Zinker drop dogfish. I want to say I picked this up at the time for about 150 bucks, maybe 170. I thought it was a really good deal for the materials. But guys, this case number 4, and this is video number 1, is really going to be kind of all over the board. This was originally my Kizer case. I had a whole case full of Blade Series Kizers. You guys have all won those. A lot of you have won those on Friday Night Flicks. All my Kizers have kind of been fed back out into the world, except for a few, where they need to be, right? Where somebody's going to carry them, love them. I'm not going to put out all of the Asher Spiros because they're very much the same, but we will throw out the Hogue RSK Mk1. I can recommend this knife in the full size or the mini all day long. And then this TwoSun TS-362, whichever one it is, I'll put it there in the description. You can find it at White Mountain Knives. They are in stock, or they were. You can get it anode, or you can get it in this gray. It is D2. Might not be now. I mean, I know they change it a lot, but it doesn't matter to me. Guys, this is the first part of case 1 or case 4. We'll do 3 more videos. We'll move through case 4, and then we'll do some regular videos for a while, and then we'll dive into the Fixies. But guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you've made it this long, please hit the subscribe button to help me out and to keep you notified of stuff. This will all be in the Collection Dive 2024 video playlist. But please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose to bait, not hate. I love y'all. Peace.